for joining me today. Welcome, welcome. For those of you in the Sipping Stream subscription box experience, oh my goodness, so many S's. The Sipping Stream subscription box experience, welcome. And thank you so much for joining me. And we are going to be going over the teas that we have for this month. Hi, Misty. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching on YouTube, write down a comment so I can see that you're here too, because I know we have people who are on YouTube. We have people who are on Facebook. And we're so glad that you're here. I will be sharing with you about our Japanese Sencha green tea today. But very quickly, if you've gotten your subscription box already in the mail, you might be like, what is this mystery tea? What are we going to do this month, huh? So today we're going to go over the Sencha Japanese green tea. And if you have any questions at all, write them down in the comments. Make sure you share some hearts and some thumbs up when you're excited about it. And let me know any questions that you have. So this month we have our Sencha Japanese green tea, which is a really high-end Japanese green tea. I mean, this great the Sencha is. We also have shredded coconut, which you're like, that's not a tea. Do you know how many people who ask me this time of year in the summertime for a coconut tea? This is your coconut, right? It's not coconut tea, it'd be a tisane technically, but we're going to learn how to infuse with coconut. And for those of you in the Sipping Stream subscription box experience, I am sure you have plenty of teas in your pantry to experiment with flavoring as coconut. Christina says, heck yeah, that's me. I'm here. So, you know, those of you who are wondering, oh my gosh, what are we going to do with coconut? We're going to learn how to blend with coconut this month. And we have one of our more rare, unusual teas. Actually, the Sencha would probably be more rare than this. This is a mini tocha. Tocha is kind of like a little button, and it's actually a compressed pour cake, a mini one. So we got a mini tocha. And then we have this mystery. Actually, I think I typed out the labels of it already. We have our very, very rare, unique to us only, because I was there when we made the tea. It's a first flush, that means first season picked Assam tea. So it's a first flush Assam, and it will be the first season picking. It's a very rare, unusual one that you won't typically find in the United States or North America. So, on to Sencha Japanese green tea. Now, Sencha is made traditionally in Japan, but just like pour tea, it is made in other regions around the world, and they will still call it Sencha because they will dry it in the Japanese way, but it's not technically an authentic Sencha. This Sencha is specifically from Japan, made in the traditional Sencha style, steam dried. That gives it that umami, salty, seaweedy flavor. It's not salty, but it gives you that full body, kind of goes with rice and some chicken or something like that. That little salty, savory notes to it. And this is from specifically, and I'm not Japanese, so bear with me if I butcher its name. It's Shinjuku or Senjuka prefecture in Japan, which is along the Pacific Ocean, that are the foothills of Mount Fuji in Japan. All right, and this is a tea that is very delicate. So one of the first things you need to know about this tea is don't use too hot of water temperature because you will burn it. It will be bitter. It will be very strong. Sencha Japanese green teas are typically a tea that is consumed in most Japanese households. And actually, let me put it again. I got my gram scale. We got plenty of gram scales at the tea house, plenty of thermometers, timers, if you're needing any tea accessories to make a perfect cup of tea. And again, we're going to weigh out 2.5 grams for one single serving of it. And you'll notice that it's very, very shiny. Very shiny, thin, bright, brilliant green tea. All right? So over here, you'll see that it's very, very thin. Oh my goodness, you could just smell the greenness of it, right? Oh, smell the greenness of it. Very thin looking. And this is a tea that is very delicate. You will definitely want to use only steaming hot water. Okay? Just 175 degrees water or cooler. This is an excellent one to do cold brew. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with doing this cold brew. In fact, if you think it's too green tasting, too oceany, seaweedy tasting, and you know what? It's not salty. It's just kind of savory. Kind of tastes like, seaweed or nori. If it's just too much for you, then do cold brew is what I recommend. Oh, and this would go really good with the coconut. But try this on its own first. So I got some steaming hot water. I can just touch this kettle. I already made tea with it earlier today. I know it's cooled down. I'm going to try to get all the tea leaves off the bottom of my cupping set. And we want to steep it for 2 minutes before we decant it. For those of you who want to become more of a tea connoisseur, we do sell these professional cupping sets at Sipping Streams. And we're going to set for 1 minute. Alexa, set a timer for 1 minute. Okay? And we're just going to do, you can either do 1 minute or 2 minutes. Either way is fine, depending on how strong you want it. Alexa, how long is my timer left?
There are no timers set.
Okay. Alexa, set a timer for 1 minute.
1 minute, starting now.
So 1 to 2 minutes is pretty safe. You can do it with cold brew too, especially if you don't like that green grassiness, but it should be pretty full bodied. And Japanese green teas like Sencha are a staple in households. And typically this is what you'll get when you're visiting different people's families in Japan. This tea is known for its very high antioxidants, its ECGC levels, good for skin care, as far as like healthy skin, staying hydrated, fighting colds. This is a very, very popular, common green tea, but is a higher grade of the Japanese green teas. There's Sencha, there's Bansha, there's Kokicha, there's Giroko, there's Senchicha. There's so many different green teas of Japan. And this is one that is very popular, very common, but there are different grades of Sencha green tea. So if you ever buy this from us, this is actually very expensive tea. Alexa, stop. I'm going to decant it for you. So you can see how pale green it should be. More sunshiny brightness. Sunshiny brightness with pale green notes to it. All right. And we'll see here. It's almost like a yellow, sunshiny yellow. Okay, let's slurp it. Not going to burn you too bad. But you instantly feel it like completely coat your mouth and just linger of this greenness. It kind of reminds you of wanting to eat sushi. It's a great green tea, staying healthy, great iced also. And you always want a high quality green tea that its flavor, like you breathe out its flavor. Because it's just lingering and you can keep tasting it and savoring it. It almost makes you salivate. And this is a great green tea to, it is a really high in green tea, so you typically don't mix it with other things, but this would be a really good one to mix with coconut. Now let's smell the green tea. And you can just waft it. Oh, it's so like fresh, but not that bite. You don't want that bite. Usually, it's a really rough green tea if it's got that bitterness edge to it. It's typically not one that you add milk and sugar to. And of course, remember, if you consume too much sugar, then it's going to cause inflammation in your body. So this is a great tea to promote personal health and weight loss and increasing your metabolism. Yes, it does have caffeine in it, so be careful about consuming too much of this before you go to bed. And yes, you can resteep it up to 4 times. Let me knock out these tea leaves here. So you can see that this tea can actually go through pretty much several more infusions because they're still tightly twisted, even though they're a little choppy. Okay? And so you can resteep this up to 4 times. It smells absolutely amazing. If you've got a cupping set, it's really good to just like save your cupping set if you're going to make tea that way, because then you instantly have a container you can put in the refrigerator if you want to store your tea leaves. So this is a professional cupping set, and typically if you've already taken the Essence of Tea course online through our University website, especially those of you in the Sipping Stream subscription box experience, you have now all access to all of the classes we offer for free. Each of those classes are $250. And so if you're part of the Sipping Stream subscription box experience, check your email. You've been sent a password, a login, and the website's University to be able to view all those classes online. If you're interested in buying any of those classes or sharing it with a friend or gifting it with a friend, you could go to sippingstreams.com and get that there. But I really hope you enjoyed this amazing Japanese green tea. And happy sipping, everyone. Make sure you write down your questions if you're watching the replay so I can get back with you. And I hope you really write down your comments on what you think about this green tea. Thank you so much, everyone, and we'll be back again next week.